Hey there, how you doing? It's Matthew here from Powered by Search. I'm the VP of Marketing and Sales at Powered by Search, and today we're going to do a little webinar on one of the biggest mistakes we see businesses make with their creatives and landing pages, and it's the poor scent between them. So we're talking a little bit about that today, and let's just look at this. A good example is this. At the end of the day, we need to speak to people's lizard brain, or sometimes referenced as croc brain. And that's the brain that's slow and doesn't like to think. That's the part of the brain that actually surfs the web and is looking at your website. There's really sort of two different systems in our brain. There's system one, which is like the lizard croc brain that thinks really slow. And there's system two, which is the logical brain that requires a lot of effort. And here's a good example of this. Let me just ask you this. What's 2 times 2? Boom. Immediately you know what it is. It's 4. That is the lizard brain, okay? That is the one. What's 2 times 48 minus 7? Exactly. You have to think about it. That's system 2 of your brain that actually has to think, okay? And that's part of the brain that we don't like to use when we're looking at websites, and the brain that we don't use when we're surfing the web. So we really are in the brain system 1. Another example of this is, there's an office door in my office, and it has 2 handles on both sides. And that's so bad because nobody ever knows whether they need to push or pull. And it needs to be intuitive. We have all these people in our office. I have people who work in the office, and they've been there for months and months and months and months and months, and they still don't know whether to push or pull. They're not silly. Sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. They're not silly, and it's not like they're unintelligent people. They absolutely are super intelligent because they work at my work, and they work at our company. We only hire super smart people. It's because it's not intuitive, and your websites need to be intuitive. What the door really should have is where it needs to push. There should be no handle and just a push panel, and the door where you pull, there should be a handle, and then it would be intuitive. You need to think about your websites this way. You need to make them intuitive. You need to speak to the caveman brain or the lizard brain where people don't need to think. If they need to think, then they're going to leave your website and your conversions are going to go way down, okay? Basically, at the end of the day, you have 5 seconds to capture your prospects' attention. And if you don't capture it in 5 seconds, then they're going to move on and do something completely different. So you have a very short amount of time to be able to capture their attention. And what you need to remember is a confused mind absolutely never buys, right? So have you ever bought something when you're confused? No, I wouldn't. So make it so simple. And one of the biggest problems that we see is people are making creatives, okay, that are fantastic, but then they go to a landing page that doesn't match. Now, what we recommend is that you figure out who your buyer persona is and where that traffic is coming from, figure out what the offer is, build the landing page, and then have the people who are building your creatives match the landing page, or vice versa. The other way around, you can build your you can do it the other way, is build your creatives, and then you have to make the landing page match. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Is that scent process, when it doesn't match, it really confuses people, and it's going to drop your conversions big time. Okay, so here's the 5 rules to improve scent between ad creatives and landing pages. Okay, so here we're looking at this one particular creative, which is pretty darn good. If we watch out, it says free debit transactions. It's moving, get more free, open an RBC signature, no limit bank account. Okay, this is a great offer. This is actually a great offer. It's making something very clear, has a great CTA, has all that good stuff. It also is stacking the offer with offering me a free iPad. Yeah, I want to act. So I click on it, and then they send me to this page. It doesn't even look like the other page. I've got 3 options that are here. I've got a creative doesn't match. And basically the first rule here is make sure that you have a single offer that matches the creative. So this page doesn't really match that creative at all. But if we we recreated this page on an improved version. Now look at this. Doesn't it match the offer a lot more? You see the iPad. It matches it. Get a free, get more for free. Open an RBC signature, no limited bank account. It's actually, yes, I want no fees, plus my iPad mini too. Getting started is easy. And then we make it really easy for them to start. Just enter the email address. And why do we always make it really easy for people that way is get their email address, because if they don't complete it or abandon it, then we can do follow-up marketing with them. Or we can take those email addresses and do custom marketing or retargeting to them on like Facebook and AdWords and so forth, right? So look at the difference here. So here's the creative. Go back to the creative. There's this. You land here, or You could land here. Isn't that much better? So I'll go back to the creative. There's creative, and then let's say I landed here. Works a lot better. I think, less is more here, and at the end of the day, you can see that's a single offer. Okay, I have one offer. Just open your account, and it starts with a single offer, entering your email address. Okay. Number 2 of sent is clarity, okay? So number 2 is clarity. Here's an offer here. Go west, save up to 20%. Fine. And then they send us right here. Boom. Do I see 20% off? What am I supposed to do? There's so much going on this page. I am not clear what I'm supposed to do. So we redid this page to create greater clarity. And this is what we came up with. Go west, save up to 20%. It matches the creative, okay? Again, notice we're duplicating the same kind of offer again. Enter your email, step 1, then get the discount. Again, we want to collect their information so that we can follow up with them and do email automation and close the deal and so forth that way. So this is much better. I mean, at the end of the day, which one makes more sense? Here's the creative. You land here or here. That one's a lot clearer. So clarity is really important. You want to make sure that it matches there. So we've got single offer and we've got clarity. The next one is emotion. You need to have the same emotion in the creative that you do on the landing page. Basically, it needs to look the same. So here we are, my family. I found this one because, I've got a bunch of kids and my wife was thinking about going to Legoland, and this was a creative that we found after going there, the ultimate indoor Lego experience. Buy tickets. Okay, cool. Looks like a lot of fun. At the end of the day, why do we do these things? Why do we go to Disneyland? Why do we do these things? It's the experience that we want to give to our kids. And here's this kid. He's having a ton of fun. He's wearing the Lego glasses. Says build, play, fun. It looks great. And then they send us to this landing page. Ugh. Oh my goodness, man. There's a ton of text. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. It doesn't necessarily even look like the same experience. I get that I'm there, but we can do a lot better than that around emotion. So we wanted to carry through the emotion that was in that great creative. Now here's an improved version. Doesn't that look like the exact matching the creative now? And again, notice the things that we have going on here. We have, again, online tickets guarantee entry. Not only that, we're creating a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So you should book here now, free entry for kids 2 years or younger. Really clear. There's a directional cue to where to book. There's a big CTA of book now. It's very, very clear. And then ideally when you click that, hopefully, a light box comes up and we can sort of check out at that process without even leaving the page. But it matches the creative. And which one is better and clear for you? Here's the creative, here or here. And again, note you have that 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, I know I'm in the right place. I am speaking to the lizard brain here. It's very, very clear on what it is that I'm supposed to do. And that's what you want. And this landing page, I guarantee you, is going to get much higher conversions than the other landing page that's there. Okay, need. Okay, so this is another one that we're talking about here. That we're on the 4th one now. Okay, so we talked about single offer. We talked about the clarity and the emotion. Now we're talking about need. This is what I was talking about a little bit in the last slide about creating a little bit of fear of missing out, FOMO. This is a great creative, and is doubling up on 2 fear of losses. It's talking about, save today by booking, you can get 10% off. Also, it's playing up on the idea that the rhinos, okay, the baby rhino calves aren't going to be small forever. So go. And then they send us to this particular landing page. Oh my goodness. It's so much text, so many options, right? Again, I just want my discount. It's asking me to do too many things, all right? The attention ratio, every time you have many things for people to do or places for me to go, you're going to lower your conversion rate. They've got FAQs up in the top right-hand corner. They've got, all these different options I got to choose from. They're not capturing my email address right away. The messaging doesn't exactly the same. So we took a stab at it, and this is what we came up with. It's not a lot more improved, they won't be small forever. Matches the creative, shows the little baby there. Get your 10% discount off now. Has the countdown clock to let me know that it was only for today. And I have one single option to do, right? Which is enter my email address. And I know I need to do it now because there's the countdown clock, right? So it's doubling up on all this stuff. And I repeat it again, don't delay, get your 10% off for a limited time, right? So this is, this is a much landing page that's going to increase conversions. And then we can get them into actually booking after that, right? Step 2 would be booking it or taking the actions to be able to book that, right? The point is that we got their contact information. So, here versus here versus here. See how it speaks to that lizard brain and you can figure it out right away? You got 5 seconds. If someone can't figure out what this page is about and match it to the creative within 5 seconds, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, and then the last one, thank you pages. What a lot of people forget is the confirmation page is really, really important. So I want to show you an example of a funnel here where I went to Canadian Tire and I wanted to sign up for their flyers, right? I got to this page and it's all the flyers, but it didn't help me with the monthly flyers until I finally found it. It took me 2 minutes to find out where I actually entered my email address to get the stuff. And then it brings me to this thank you page, which I want to talk about. And I get to this. Actually, I didn't get to a thank you page. First, they sent me to a secondary page where they wanted more information, so they made it even more painful for me. And I had to like authorize all these terms to do it, which is like totally scaring me away of whether I really want to do it or not. So they're definitely killing their conversions here. But then they bring me to this thank you page, and oh, that's our thank you page. Then they bring us to this thank you page here where some guy who's like pointing, okay, and I get to this pointing offer that's here, right? It doesn't even, basically, it creates all this anxiety for me that I don't even know that if when I took to it, whether it worked or not. So it's really, really important that you also look at the confirmation pages all the way through from creative to landing page to confirmation page. So we took a stab at recreating this improved thank you page as part of sent, because remember the sent needs to be uniform, creative, landing page, confirmation page to matching this. And now if I want to do this, I see the flyer, it says it's already sent, it's in my inbox, and then it goes a step further to even get me to socially share it, which is exactly what you want to do if you really want to give some viability to your campaign. Share this, a chance to win $25 gift card. Like, why not? And get them socially sharing it, opt them in, collect their, get them to, share it with their friends. Like, why not? This is a great opportunity on the thank you page, not only to confirm their experience and make the sent uniform and have great UX, but also to get people to reshare it. And they will when they have this great experience. So that's the process with Sent. If you want to follow Sent, or you do follow Sent, you'll definitely improve your conversion. So the summary at the end of the day is single offer. Between your creative and your landing page, you need to have a single offer. Between your creative and your landing page, there must be clarity, okay? Don't clutter it up with all kinds of stuff that's not necessary. Make sure it matches. Make sure the emotion feels the same. Make sure you have some sort of fear, loss, and need of why they need to act now or buy now or opt in now. And then don't forget that not only is continuity need to be the same throughout your creative and your landing page, it also needs to be the same on your confirmation page or your thank you pages. If this helps you out, let us know. It'd be great if you could socially share this with your friends. I want to let you know that, Sent is really important, but it's not the only thing that you need to care about. There's so many other things that you need to care about with your digital marketing. And if you need some help with your digital marketing, we would love if you would get in touch with us. And the easiest way to get in touch with us is poweredbysearch.com. And we'd be happy to, if you fill out one of our forms or call our phone number, we'd be happy to do a consultation with you and let you know how we could help you with your marketing and increase your conversions. Hope you're having a brilliant day and look forward to being in touch. Bye for now.